Good morning to everybody. Whether you are Bills Mafia or Duval, Duvout, done, Bills go down. I don't care if it was in Duval County, Broward County, Clay County, Charlotte County, Sarasota County. It's all about county down there. And it's all about the Bills taking care of business for the first time on the road in the playoffs in the Sean McDermott era, beating the Jacksonville Jaguars 27-24. We're here to talk about it today. Good morning again. Sal Capaccio with you on the Northtown Automotive Extra Point Show on a Buffalo football victory playoff Monday here on WGR Sports Radio 550. Brought to you by and presented by Catholic Health, the right way to care. Also brought to you by Northwest Bank. For what's next, get started at northwest.com. And by Northtown Hyundai, Western New York's premier Hyundai dealership. Shop online at northtownhyundai.com. We have so much to get to today. But I need you to be on top of things as we do it, which is giving me a call at 803-0550. 803-0550. 2 hours of your phone calls, whatever is on your mind, as always, on the Northtown Automotive Extra Point Show on a Buffalo Football Monday. You know what's really cool? We get to do this again another week. We're not here talking about locker cleanout. I told you on Friday that if things did not go well, you would get Zach and Derek here on a Monday. I would be down at the stadium. It would be locker cleanout. We're talking about next year. But the ideal scenario was what? Talked about it on Friday. The ideal scenario was Bills take care of business, fly back home watching the Eagles-Niners game, kick the feet up and watch Chargers-Patriots. That's what happened. Although I didn't really kick the feet up. I had a podcast to do with Matt Bove. We did it live last night, and you can check that out. It's always game day in Buffalo. We broke down the game even further. So lots of content for you across all platforms here. And, of course, your chance. You can tweet me at Sal Sports on X, and you can watch on YouTube and Twitch, WGR. Thanks a lot for coming aboard. Bullpen, what's up? I see you in there. IDL, Slayton, the future is now. We got Bass, we got Steve, we got AC Man, we got the coach, Chris, we got T-Train. A lot of you. Too many of you for me to keep going on all these names today. Daniel, Hot Dirt as always. JT, what's up, everybody? Good to see everybody. Hi. Come on in. As always, you get into the chat box. We call it the bullpen here. It's for relief. We look there for relief. Sometimes it's not relief. Sometimes a lot of good fighting in there. Go ahead and do your thing. I'll pay attention to what I have to do here today on the phone calls. You pay attention to what's going on in the chat box. I'll check in every once in a while. We'll have a great show today for the next 2 hours, talking about the Bills' big victory in Jacksonville, 27-24 over the Jacksonville Jaguars. Well, they can't talk about the road thing anymore, can they? Whoever they is, can't talk about it anymore. Bills took care of business. And you know what else? Okay, Ultimo Saber. Come on, Sal, I'm here. I got you, man. I got you. It says in the chat box. I can't see everybody. I'm trying. This game, as much as, and I'm not disagreeing with this, as much as everyone's going to tell you, and even me, that Josh Allen was Superman, and he was, and he had to be, it was a collective effort in this game, I think more so than people are giving credit for. And I really want to highlight the other 47 players who made this game possible, especially with how banged up Josh and other players who actually left the game were, and others had to step in. And I'm talking about Ty Johnson not being out there for the game, and Josh Palmer going on injured reserve, and then losing Gabe Davis, losing Tyrell Shavers briefly, losing Jordan Poyer. I mean, no Terrell Bernard, right? I mean, like, options off the table. No Max Hairston. Options off the table to start the game. An injured kicker. Holy cow. How much last week did we talk about the kicking advantage that the Jags would have with Robo-Leg? I don't know if he has a nickname, Cam Little. The guy that can kick it from any county in Florida to make field goals, versus the Bills dealing with a 41-year-old with a rough quad. And yet, the 41-year-old was the better kicker. They didn't have him kick off, which was a nice move by the Bills to keep Matt Prater kind of as healthy as possible. Wishnowski kicking off. Matt Prater makes a 50-yarder. What was it, 50 and 48, right? Let me look at the box score here. 50-yarder and then a 47-yarder. And Cam Little missed his, the big one, at the end of the half, which, that was frustrating. Shouldn't have happened. Shouldn't have been allowed to go. We got a lot of debate going on the Bills not kneel down, I should say, score a touchdown, tush push near the end of the game. We can get into all that if you want. At this point, though, if you want to bring that up, that's great. I'll just say, though, that to me, that's not the focus of today because it worked out. I think there's an argument either way. I respect it. I think the Bills did the right thing by scoring the touchdown because you just don't leave things to chance. You could, if they take a knee and then Jacksonville says, all right, well, let's not let them score. And then the next play, Josh slips or there's a penalty. I just think you cannot leave it to chance. You got to score. And I thought you had to do it there as quick as possible. As you know, whenever you can get in the end zone, you get in the end zone. It's not like a field goal is needed to win. It was a touchdown. Anyway, if you want to debate that, you are more than welcome to. But it doesn't matter at this point because they scored and the defense on the very next play closed the game out, which is something we haven't seen happen in the playoffs in a while. Well, we have seen it, right? I mean, I guess in a way the defense did last year against Baltimore because Baltimore missed the 2-point conversion and there was a play that, Terrell Bernard got in a fumble recovery in the second half, things like that. And in this game, as opposed to the last few times it's happened, the Bills got the ball late with a chance to score, chance to win, and they did it. So both scripts were flipped. Josh Allen drives down, scores the touchdown. Defense makes the key stop. A lot to like. I got my arrow up, arrow down column at WGR550.com. Check it out, arrow up, arrow down. And there's plenty of arrows up. Obviously, Josh Allen, despite the foot injury, knee injury, evaluated for head injury, in pain after hitting his throwing hand on a helmet, it didn't matter. Incredible throws. 80% completion percentage. 80. On 35 passes, he was 28 of 35. 273 yards, 11 carries, 33 yards, 306 total yards of offense, 3 total touchdowns. He was amazing. Tre'Davious White, what a resurgence he has had. Incredible. How many of you out there will eat your crow about Tre'Davious White and the signing of him back in May? And I'm not here to tell you I thought it was a great signing, but I understood why they'd want a veteran. Figured, okay, he's there. He'll compete for the starting job, probably be Max Harrison eventually, but it's nice to have a guy like that. No, this guy is playing, Tre'Davious White is playing some of the best football of his career, I think. He had one of the better games he's ever had in his career. And he's aggressive. He's being aggressive. I love it. Attacking the football. 3 big pass breakups, including the ultimate final game-sealing interception by Cole Bishop where he broke that one up. He's playing great. I think Tre'Davious White was the best player on the field for the Bills outside of Josh Allen yesterday. Deserves credit. The offensive line keeping Josh clean, and give Joe Brady credit for that. That was a really good game plan for protection. You're going to need that next week, by the way. Much different animal against Denver than against Jacksonville. Far different. Denver is good on all levels on defense. Jacksonville is also very good on defense, but the difference is they don't get to the quarterback a lot, whereas Denver gets to the quarterback the most in the NFL. So it's got to start with protection next week. We have plenty of time to dive into that. Early look ahead for me. Tough defense. Tough against the run. Tough against the pass. They get sacks. They have Patrick Surtain. I mean, they're elite. Offensively, though, not quite the team you just faced. Against a quarterback who makes plays out of the pocket, makes plays out of structure, running around with his legs, Bo Nix, but has a lesser completion percentage. And especially when he's kept in the pocket. That's my early read. And they don't run the ball all that great, but neither did Jacksonville, and they did run the ball well against the Bills, which was an arrow down I gave. Again, run defense, a problem for the Bills, 6.7 yards a carry. But they still made Jacksonville work for everything, and that's why you got a few big plays. 803-0550 is the number to call here on the Northtown Automotive Extra Point Show on a Buffalo Football Playoff Victory Monday on WGR. Let's go to the phone lines. Let's go to Steve in Virginia. Hi, Steve. You're on WGR.
Hey, Sal. Thanks for taking my call this morning.
You got it.
Yeah, awesome win yesterday. I'm glad Josh is okay, but, yeah, it was just rough seeing him out there. I did want to bring up a point about the Jags players, and I had a question about Poyer. I thought the Jags were trying to intentionally injure not only Allen, but some of our other players. I know Chris Brown mentioned in the early morning about 2 or 3 incidents, that the Jags did with Josh, especially landing on his head, and then also Ray Davis on the kick return. It seemed like as he was going down, one player just went and nailed him right to the side of the head, which caused the fumble. Mm-hmm. So I was disappointed that, there were no flags, thrown by the refs on that. And then I noticed when Jordan Poyer went out that the Jags offense started targeting, our secondary more, and we're having, more success. So do you know if Jordan, I know he was trying to get back in the game, but do you know if he would be ready for?
I have no idea. We will find out later today from Sean McDermott when he speaks to the media, but he didn't finish the game. So obviously with a shorter turnaround, that's not great news for some of these injured guys. But honestly, Steve, we won't know anything until Sean McDermott talks later today.
Okay, yeah. Otherwise, so glad Trey White came back, because in the offseason, I was the type, okay, hey, nice that he's back. He can help mentor, Harrison, break if needed. But I didn't expect this level of play from Trey, and I'm so glad to see it. So all the kudos in the world to Trey. He deserves it.
Okay, you got it, buddy. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate the phone call. 803-0550. Let's go to Billy in Toronto. Hi, Billy.
Hey, Sal. Yeah, what a great game yesterday. Listen, I'll tell you, you were breaking it down there, but the one thing that you failed to mention is that the quarterback advantage that we have over the last three remaining teams is mind-boggling. How much better Josh is better than all three of these guys. So that's where I stand on that.
I would think that would be. I would think that doesn't need to be mentioned, but I get it, and I'm glad you mentioned it. But I think everybody recognizes that.
No, I agree. Yeah. So two things, Sal. Number one, I'm gonna fight back with you on the play. I thought we should have knelt on the ball there. It could have turned out a lot differently, especially with that field goal kicker's leg. But you know what?
Agreed.
Yeah.
It could have turned out differently if you kneel and then the next play you get a penalty.
Yeah, no, absolutely, Josh. Absolutely. But, that's just the way I would have done it. But, Sal, listen, here's one thing I want you to figure out for me, because I'm getting older, and I don't know if my eyesight's going. But on that play where we were, I think, down 7-0, and we fumbled it on the kickoff, I've replayed that on my TV at least 30 times, and I can't see where Jacksonville got the ball on that play. We had three guys right there. The guy that supposedly had the ball, I could see his body from his chest. From his groin up to his head. The ball wasn't in his hand. Did he have the ball, between his ankles or something?
I really don't know, Billy. From my vantage point, it looked like the Bills fell on it first, and then whoever had it didn't secure it, and then there's a big pile. And as you know, the saying in football, whoever has the strongest hands is going to come out of it. There's a lot of things going on down there at the bottom of the pile. I really don't know. It took a long time for them to signal it. I think they just waited to see who had it at the end.
I will say on the broadcast, we had the same question.
Yep.
On the broadcast, you could see he had it pinned to the back of his thigh, sort of pinched in between his thigh and his arm, and it was a really weird spot to have it, so I understand why it would have been difficult to see exactly where it was or how it ended up with that guy. Yeah,
that was a bad – you can't fumble in that situation if you're Ray Davis, too. Great for him, first-team All-Pro kick returner, but he's got to hold on to the ball there. So yeah, that was a tough one. I didn't really see what Owen was talking about because obviously I was down on the field.
Yeah. So I just seen three Bills on top of this guy, and I said, how didn't we come up with this ball?
Yeah, I know, right?
You know what? Great win. I'll let you get to the other guys, and it's Super Bowl or bust.
You got it, buddy. Thank you, Billy. Thanks for the phone call. Let's also go to Toronto and Walter standing by. Hi, Walter.
Hey, Sal. Great Victory Monday we're experiencing. I called on, I think, Thursday or Friday, and I mentioned it was going to boil down to which quarterback is going to have the most success. And, Allen never ceases to amaze me. The guy is just a monster. I'm not surprised with Lawrence with a couple of interceptions. He's been known to throw a few. I'm just wondering, I know it's early, but like you said, we got to get the ball out of Josh's hands quickly against Denver. We can't give them time to put the pressure on. What's our receiving core going to be like? You think that maybe we'll get some, is Palmer maybe going to be back?
No, he can't be. He can't. He's on injured reserve. He's got to miss 4 games. He just went on injured reserve.
Okay, so he's done.
I mean, they could. It's a good question, Walter. I'm just going to say this. It's way too early in the week to know, right? Because we don't know what Tyrell Shavers' status is. He did finish the game, but, after you get hurt like that, as we know, Ty Johnson finished last game, but he couldn't play this week. Adrenaline plays a factor. You have to see these guys get better. Then Gabe Davis is obviously out. We'll get more clarification on that. That didn't look good. And then, Curtis Samuel is eligible to come off injured reserve. I don't know if they would do that. They have McCole Hardman on practice squad. So there's just a lot to be decided between now and then.
Okay. Well, let's hope we can lean on our tight ends a little bit more and get the running game going. One thing that makes me nervous, and then I'll let you go, is I know Sean Payton, the coach there at Denver. He was the architect of that bounty gate back in the day. I know he wasn't the one that got penalized. The defensive coordinator did, but I got a funny feeling there's going to be some nonsense going on.
Wasn't it Greg Williams, actually? Greg Williams was the guy.
Yeah, but I think he took the fall there because how does the head coach not know that this nonsense was going on? And, you get Allen out of the game, it changes everything. But right now it's going to be a great week. We're going to look forward to the next game. And I agree with the other caller. It's Super Bowl or bust at this point. I think we got the momentum, we got the karma, and you guys, great team at WGR, keep us informed of everything.
Thanks a lot, Walter. Appreciate it. Let's go down to Steven in Florida. Hi, Steven.
Hey, good road playoff victory Monday. And I had to put it that way because first road playoff victory since 92.
Yep.
And, man, I got to tell you, Sal, first of all, the banner you guys have had up there on the screen, the Bills did not survive this game. They prevailed against the Jags. Now, here's what I want to say. I saw this last night on TV. Next Gen Stats said since they started in 2016, the Bills had the greatest surge in percentage to win with the 10-yard tush push. It was like 50 percentage points. Also, Josh Allen is now number 2 in quarterback rushing TDs in the playoffs, only one behind Jalen Hurts. So hopefully he'll beat that. And here's what I want to mainly say. While this win was definitely a collective effort for sure, and I got to give major kudos to Khalil Shakir and Brandon Cooks for receiving, and also major kudos to Tre'Davious White and Cole Bishop. That, tip and then catching the ball to intercept was just the icing on the cake. But here's the main thing I want to say. The main man of the Bills is definitely Josh Allen because he, more than any NFL player, in my estimation, has a Warriors heart. Look at how bad he got beat up and beat on yesterday, and yet he led the Bills to victory. And here's the summation. Consider that 10-yard tush push. This is a summary picture of the Bills team as a whole. Josh Allen leading with the ball, with the others following him, pushing him. So it was,
or carrying him in this case, right? Carrying him. I mean, Osiris Torrance was literally carrying him in this case. I don't love that you can do that in football. I don't love it. I'm against actually pushing people forward, but that's okay. It's a rule, and the Bills took advantage. The Bills actually voted against the tush push, but hey, it's part of the rules. You can do it. I don't like that you can do that in football, but you can do it in football. Maybe it's something that they revisit, but it helped the Bills, obviously, and that was pretty incredible. That was pretty special, that play. Ryan, who is down in Jacksonville. Hi, Ryan. You're on WGR.
Hey, Sal. Thanks for taking my call. First time talking to you on the radio anyway. I met you at the team hotel on Saturday night.
All right.
I had the 8 or 9 kids with me. And
oh, yeah.
I have to give them a shout-out, man.
You got it.
He was trying to get tickets for us, and it was just amazing to talk to both you guys. You were very personable and generous with your time, so thank you.
Thank you.
I hate that my first call has to be one that disagrees with you, but it's a friendly disagreement. I felt like I heard you on Jeremy and Joe, and I felt like maybe you are discounting what Trevor and the kicker could have done with a minute to go.
I'm not at all. I can fully understand. Absolutely. I don't care from their side. I care from the Bills' side what could go wrong if you do that.
Right, but we had just effectively done a tush push from 10 yards, and I think we had 1 or 2 earlier in the game too that were successful. So
sure,
I mean, we had a history just in that game alone of successfully completing this tush push, and I think given 3 plays, even if it was 2 or 3 yards, I think we could easily have done that, and then we would have needed ever even having to talk about what Lawrence could have done there at the end, and their kicker, of course.
I know. I've also seen them not be successful at the tush push sometimes. I know in this game they were. Last year in the AFC Championship game, they weren't. They weren't in LA last year at a time. It's not even that. There's other things that can happen. You could have a penalty. They've called penalties on tush pushes in the NFL. Now all of a sudden it's second down from the 5-yard line or third down if you take a knee, actually. Right? That's my issue. My issue is You have a chance to score, you score. Why leave something to chance? I get it. I mean, look, this is a good debate, Ryan. As you say, it's a friendly disagreement because even Eric Wood debated it on the radio. We talked about it in the commercial break. I think we talked about it. I get it. I just think, like, why leave something to chance? If you have a chance to score, you score. I can't imagine if they take a knee and then all of a sudden Jacksonville goes, you know what? Now we're going to play some defense. And then all of a sudden, I don't know, David Edwards moves a little early. Now it's second and down at the 5. You know what I mean? That's what I'm worried about.
Yeah, I understand. Well, like I say, friendly disagreement. One last thing. What's the historical precedence for a 6 seed going on the road against a team that has a bye being favored? Like, that seems incredibly rare. And I was looking around. I didn't see anything, but man, that seems so unlikely. I'll take it, but I'm really looking forward to hearing you in Denver and this coming weekend.
You got it, buddy. No, thank you. I appreciate the debate. Hey, good meeting you and the family as well. I appreciate you guys saying
Likewise,
hi.
Man, it was awesome.
Yeah, thanks for the kind words. I appreciate that. Yes. Hey, it's a good debate. And again, you guys could call about it if you want. I just think that, I don't know, today's not the day. Like today, yeah, they worked out, but I don't know. What are we doing? It's fine. You want to call about it and talk about it. I kind of think it's almost a waste of time to keep debating this, though, because that's not, it's a good debate. It's a healthy debate. We know there's two sides to it, and it worked out, and the Bills are on. And they played a really fantastic game otherwise. 803-0550 is the telephone number to call if you want to jump on board here, the Northtown Automotive Extra Point Show. Sal Capaccio with you on a Buffalo Football Friday? No, Monday. I did it again. I did it last week. It's going to be Friday before you know it, and this week a Friday's going to look different because the team will travel out to Denver on Friday. We'll have today, Sean McDermott for his weekly Monday press conference. Tomorrow should be like a normal Wednesday, so you'll get a walkthrough most likely. You'll hear from Josh Allen, hear from Sean McDermott. We'll get our first injury report. Wednesday's going to be like a Thursday. Friday's going to be like a Saturday where there's travel. It's going to be all kind of scrunched in this week, which makes it more challenging, no doubt. 803-0550, the number to call. We'll get to your Barnes Firm injury report, our look from the sidelines, our sit-up, stand down, hey buddy, all on the way here on WGR.